Hey there, everyone in our Strong Sexy You group. Welcome. We're finally doing a Facebook Live here. I'm going to bring Aubrey on. I actually already tried to. I'm Andi, by the way, if we haven't met. Let's see. Okay. I sent her request. This is always a trial and error. We actually did this yesterday and tried to do it on YouTube, and YouTube flaked on us. So, okay, Aubrey, I'm going to bring you on or send you an invite. Hopefully this works because we're so excited to see you guys and we have lots to talk about today. Okay, I can see Aubrey's waving. And yay!
Hey.
Oh my goodness. Look at us in our Christmas here.
Oh, that worked out well.
I love it.
Yeah, I liked my outfit better yesterday, but this is what we're doing.
Yeah. And so, I'm not sure if you guys all know, we have a podcast that we do. It's the Strong Sexy You podcast, and it's on YouTube. And so we're going to hopefully take this video and put that on there. So you can listen to it there and check out all of our other podcasts as well. But we're here today because we want to talk about the holiday season, obviously with Thanksgiving being tomorrow. And, we just kind of wanted to fill you in on what we're doing, give you some tips and tricks, and just say, hey, it's been a minute. I mean, we haven't done a podcast since the end of summer.
Yeah.
But we, always busy, and we just need to make the time to do it. And so I'm excited that we're getting to chat here today. But, we want to talk about the holidays. And if you think about the holidays, they start with Halloween and go through New Year's, right? That's 4 days. 4 days. We can handle 4 days, right? The problem is all those little celebrations in between all of the holidays that get us. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But Aubrey, I want to throw it over to you. I want to kind of hear what your plan for the week is for your Thanksgiving celebration.
So for our Thanksgiving celebration, we are going over my brother's house, and I'm tasked with bringing wine because I think people are like, Aubrey and healthy eating go hand in hand, but Aubrey and Thanksgiving food, not really. But my husband, Dan, he is going to be making some side dishes, and he is definitely the better cook than me. I am great at cleaning up and being like a party motivator. So, I'm staying in my lane with this. So Thursday, we're going to my brother's, and really, I don't know if this is a good time to talk about this, but I'm going to say it, is that I want to kind of task everybody who's listening to this is to kind of say, like, where are you right now at this Thanksgiving? Like, think about Thanksgivings past where, I feel like I'm a better eater at Thanksgiving now than I was in the past, meaning like I'm not all about complete gluttony. Like, I can't do it. I don't want the food hangover. I'm not incentivized by like having 3 pieces of pie till, I can throw up. So I don't know, I think it's helpful to drop in the comments or just say like, all right, do you struggle with being around all that food this week? And for me, I've definitely improved. So I'm hoping that next time I talk to you, Andi, that I have a good report.
Awesome. Okay.
So
I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah. What are you up to?
Well, this year's a little bit different. We are traveling on Friday. Okay, we're going to actually be here tomorrow. We live in Indiana and we're traveling to Pennsylvania on Friday. So tomorrow we're actually going out to dinner instead of cooking. And I did that because I don't want to have all this food left over and then we leave. So we're going out for lunch, actually. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that for several reasons. One, I don't have to cook anything, but also I don't have all those leftovers, tempting me after the fact. And it's not, I'm never one to say I'm not going to eat something on Thanksgiving. I mean, Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays and meal and some of my very favorite foods. And I just make sure that what I'm eating on that day is really worth it. So I'm not going to turn things down, but I'm also not going to eat like, a frozen pumpkin pie from the freezer section at Giant Eagle. I don't even like pumpkin pie, but you know what I mean? Like this stuff needs to be really
from the grocery store. Yeah. If it's not homemade,
yeah.
Like I question,
right.
I'm like, do I really need
right.
this?
Yeah, I'm with you. So that's, part of my criteria, but I'm not even one to be like, okay, I'm just going to have a little bit of the stuffing and I'm going to have a little bit of the mashed potatoes. No, it's one meal. It's not going to make or break me. And I enjoy it with my family and move on the next day. Right. So we were actually just talking, I have to run to the grocery store, and we were just talking about what we're going to do for dinner tomorrow night, because since we are going out for lunch, I'm like, oh, we still need to eat the rest of the day. And that meal will be pretty much on plan. So I'm excited about that. And then with the travel, for me, we don't really have other Thanksgiving meals to eat, which I'm happy about that. And we're staying in a hotel, so it's not like I have the pantry or the full fridge right there that I can grab stuff out of. So setting myself up for success this weekend. I think it'll be good. But I mean, Thanksgiving, whatever, it is what it is. You have the meal, whatever. You don't get on the scale Friday, because chances are the scale's going to be up. Yeah. And honestly, guys, it's one day.
Carbohydrates, the word hydrate, you have more water on you.
Right. Right. Yeah. So we're eating, probably a little more carbs than normal, which is going to pull water into your cells. You're having higher sodium foods that day. So logically, it makes sense that your weight's going to go up a couple pounds. Yeah. Guess what? Once you start rehydrating and getting back on track, that goes away. So it's not a day really to, if you want one of those family favorite foods, it's not a day to be like, I can't have it. It doesn't fit into my plan.
Well, I think it's important too, to always remind everybody that, and I've definitely come a long way, and probably you too, Andi, given the line of work that we're in, is to not fall victim to the eat, repent, eat cycle this time of year, because, then you're kind of spinning your wheels and you're running from I don't want to say the fat man, but you kind of are, where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm punishing myself. And not that you want to become very, very aware of that. And I know in past seasons, I've held like a turkey burner boot camp where I've done, a 3-hour long workout the day after Thanksgiving, or we fasted after the day after Thanksgiving. And we were doing things to make ourselves feel better. And it's not that those things are bad, but what I equate it to now is that the pendulum is swinging to the extreme too often. And it becomes very stressful. So, if that's you, where you feel like you got to go out for like a 10-mile run the next day, if you're not a runner, maybe question why you're doing that, and see if you can say, you know what, I'm just going to go right back to being consistent. And I know that we want to talk a little bit more about that, but I think that has definitely helped me from a mindset standpoint around the holidays, when food can be a big trigger for people.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that word consistency. And, I have to think about that for the whole month of December, because, we're getting through we got through Halloween, then we're getting through Thanksgiving, with the Christmas or Hanukkah, whatever your next one is, and the New Year's, and then all the little parties and cocktails and all that stuff. And honestly, if you can have more healthy choices than not, that's better. But if you can be consistent throughout the month, that's where we're going to see the best results. What I like to do is, and I do this year long or year round. So on Sundays, I look at my week and I'm like, okay, what events do I have coming up this week where I might want to use one of my, and I like to call them off-plan meals. Every week I have 1 or 2 meals that don't fit into my healthy eating, and I don't feel bad about it. I enjoy them and I move on. And that probably helps me maintain my healthy lifestyle more than anything. And I do that year round, even during the holiday season. So I might be like, okay, Thursday night, every year my friends and I, we go to dinner and we do like an ornament exchange. And so I'm like, okay, say this Thursday, we have the girls' night out ornament exchange. That's going to be one of my off-plan meals. Awesome. And then Friday, my kids' school is having a party. Not anymore. My kid's a senior. They don't do that for them. But if they were, okay, that might be my off-plan meal. And then the rest of the week, I'm keeping it clean. And, some people are like, okay, Andi, but I have 4 things this week. Okay, well, then I try and prioritize. Do I really want to use all 4 of them for my off-plan meals? Maybe. And if that's the case, so be it. We get over it. We move on. I can usually, and I know you too, Aubrey, we can go out to dinner and stay on plan.
Yeah.
That is not impossible in today's age. So if I am going to a restaurant and that situation happens, that'll be my clean meal,
Yeah.
because that's easier for me to do than if I'm going to like a house, dinner or whatever, party at somebody's house. So it's all about planning, and it shouldn't be just because it's this time of year that we blow it. Tell us about when you go out to eat, Aubrey. Like, what are some of the things that you're doing?
So
with
I
this
love to go out
time
to
of year?
eat. I definitely consider myself a foodie. That is like one of my favorite hobbies with my husband, like to try a new fancy restaurant or like an old favorite that we just used to frequent a lot when we first started to date. And one thing that I find restaurants doing really well now, because I love a good cocktail, I love good quality wine. I can appreciate any alcoholic beverage, but the cocktails and the wine are kind of my kryptonite. But what these restaurants are doing now, or at least I know in Western PA, we're like the last to do anything trendy, are really featuring a lot of great mocktails. And, that's something that you can still feel like you are having the experience, you're having great conversation. When I go out to a party, I bring kombucha or kefir water. I like bubbly stuff when I'm out at a party. So if it's not just soda water with lemon or lime, I want a little bit more something, something. I'll BYOB, and that's how I will do it. So that I want to make sure, really, I have no problem eating healthy. It makes me feel good. It's usually my downfall are the alcoholic drinks. So I do have to monitor those when I go out for sure.
Awesome. One of my hardest things, well, I've cured this, but I've always been a grazer, like at parties. I'll stand there and whatever dip I like. I mean, I'll literally eat 4 times as much as I should because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I remove myself from the food area.
Yeah.
Like, I get my food, I enjoy every bite of it, and then I move to a different room or a different end of the table or wherever to get away from it, because it's so easy to subconsciously just keep doing this motion and not realize how much food you're taking in.
I'm going to kind of flip the script. See, I'm very conscious of it. This is what I tell myself. Oh, I'm just going to have one bite. I don't need to like put stuff on a plate. And then it's like, oh, but I'm going to have one more. And if it would be better if you just put it on the damn plate and then walk away and have whatever chip and dip. But because I am like that, that's the thing. And then I'm like, how much did I just consume? So that's kind of my tip, where it's like, if you want the darn chip and dip, then just get a little plate, and definitely your advice, get out of there.
Yeah, move away from it. And there are certain things where I give myself a budget. I know we talk about this when we talk about going out to the Mexican restaurants, because they love to put the freaking chips and salsa right in front of you as soon as you sit down. I give myself a chip budget, whether it's 5 chips or 10 chips. And I don't tell anybody. I don't sit there and complain, I can only have 5 chips. I eat whatever my budget is, and I shut it down. And just having that number in my head is really helpful to me.
I think that's a really great pro tip. And I like it because, think of it like, even like if you have to budget your bank account, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not telling you, Andi, like what budget I'm on financially, but like, I know, like, okay, this is what I'm going to spend because these are my financial goals. Like, if you have fitness goals, like this is what I have to budget food wise if I want to see more definition in my body, right? So it's definite. It's really, to me, the same thing.
Yeah. I love the whole budgeting.
Or if you're like me, sometimes it's also worth it to say, like, if I go to a party, it's like, tonight's not the night for me to eat Christmas cookies. And it's the same, like, I'm going to use that financial example again. Like, today's not the day where I'm going to buy workout clothes because I really shouldn't.
We always have an issue with that, don't we?
Yeah, it is. The challenges.
All right, let's flip it a little bit here and talk about our workouts. So you hit the nail on the head when you talked about, the people who are going to go run the 10 miles or do the turkey burner so that they can eat more turkey. I know at Halloween, there's always the memes of do this many burpees to burn off the mini Snickers or whatever. What do you think about that?
I personally never really liked it. Back when I started out in the fitness field, it was like, think twice before, it took 3 minutes of running on the treadmill to burn one Hershey Kiss. I remember that. And I was like, oh, wow. That, for some people, that can make them think twice. But then for other people, it's like, it can equate it to like a form of punishment too.
Yeah. Well, there's the people who are like, okay, I'm going to have to go run 5 miles.
Yeah.
And they're willing to do that to eat, 5 Hershey Kisses.
Yeah.
Now, so with that being said, we don't want to treat it as punishment to make up for our food, but we still need to be consistent. So tomorrow, Aubrey and I are going to offer a couple workouts here on this page with Facebook Lives. So I'll tell you a little bit about mine, and then she can fill you in about hers. Mine's going to start at 7 o'clock. I'm going to keep it under 30 minutes with warm up, cool down, stretching, all of that. It's going to be some strength training and cardio. You're going to need some dumbbells, probably just lower body, burns lots of calories. Why not, right? No, but we want to sweat a little bit. We want to get moving, and I think that's a great way to do it. So that will be my workout at 7, and then Aubrey's going to come on at 7:30. Fill us in on what you have planned.
So I'm going to do a workout from an old program I had called, it was an ab challenge, and we're doing something called Awesome Abs. You are going to need a light dumbbell, or it's an option, or you can get like a heavy book in your house, something like that. And my workout will probably be 15 minutes max, but we are going to devote it all to the midsection. And that way, think of yourself as kind of wearing your internal corset. It's going to make you feel, I don't know, I feel like once I feel like my abs a little bit more, I have that mind-body connection, and I'm not so inclined to just let it all go.
Right. I know that feeling.
We'll see if it works. We got to try.
Kind of leads me into the next thing I want to talk about. What are we wearing for all these holiday get-togethers? Now, there's a meme that goes around every Thanksgiving, and it's somebody wearing maternity pants, but it says, these are my turkey pants. I love that. It kills me. I'm going to have to post that tomorrow.
Yeah, you should.
But anyway, we don't want you guys wearing maternity pants or even yoga pants or stretchy waistbands. We want you to wear the form-fitted ones, because what's more uncomfortable than being stuffed in a pair of jeans?
Yeah.
That waistband cutting in. So, just to help you be a little bit conscious of, we never want that stuffed feeling. We want to eat our food, enjoy it. It's more important, we all know this, enjoy the people that you're with, be thankful for everything that you have, count your blessings, but the food's there. We're going to eat it, right? So we want to avoid that overly stuffed feeling. So no my turkey pants.
No my turkey pants. Yeah. Something that also I like to bring up, just because it's like very personal to me, and I think that it would be helpful, like, just to drop in the comments, guys. We're here to support you on your endeavors, but like, a lot of times being around a lot of food and gluttonous eating for me brings me, and I don't use this word a lot, I call it the A word, but it brings me anxiety, where it's almost like, wow, this is something that I have a hard time being in charge of my habits, or my actions, I should say. I have a past, I share with you all the time. Andy's probably sick of hearing it as much as I am. But for those of you who don't know me, I, struggle with an eating disorder, and I really, through the course of my career, repaired my relationship with food. Just last night, I was talking to a new client, and for her, it is very much an anxiety-driven holiday. So if that's you, we're sensitive to that. And I always say that, we almost want to handle it kind of like we would handle like someone who has an alcohol problem or an alcoholic. We wouldn't say, you know what, just have 2 drinks and you should be fine. What's the big deal? So I think it's a matter of talking to, friends and family. Like, if you need that extra support where you don't feel good around these tempting things, definitely own it and bring it into the light so that you can start to heal from any type of food addiction.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is a really hard time of year if you fall into that category, and I totally get that. Last thing I want to talk about is kind of being active tomorrow and just throughout this colder time of year, and trying to increase our NEAT every day, that non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So tomorrow is a football day, right? So you eat the turkey and the stuffing and you get a little sleepy and you lay down to watch some football and you make it like a quarter and then you're asleep, and I get it. Let's try and get active a little bit. And one big thing, it's kind of a buzz thing going on right now, in addition to like the zone 2 cardio where we're not doing super high intensity, but also a lot of people are being encouraged to take walks after a meal.
Yeah.
So if you can, eat your Thanksgiving meal and go for a walk, okay, before you sit down to watch football and fall asleep. But get moving, get that digestion started. Get, some of those carbs that are readily available, just sitting there, get them, start using them, right? So if you can get out for a walk, I know lots of people like to play football on Thanksgiving. You might have a turkey bowl at your house with family members. But just, even if you did our workout in the morning, I'm not saying work out in the afternoon, but I'm saying after your meal, just get up and move around. But we were talking yesterday about just being active and getting outside in the cold weather, right? Tell us about Dan, Aubrey. I think this is a funny story.
So
about how
so my husband, I hope that he's listening. He knows this. He's really into cold showers in the morning, the benefits of the cold showers. Him and I, when Wim Hof really became a big influencer, he still is, we got into Wim Hof breathing, the cold showers, and going outside in the cold. But I was okay going out in the cold, but Dan was like, "Oh no, it's too cold. I'm not going out there." And I'm like, "You take cold showers every morning. Why?"
He'll do a cold plunge, but not a cold walk.
Cold plunge, but not the cold walk. So we agreed as a family to not fear the cold. It's not even that cold right now in Pittsburgh, but bundle up. It is invigorating, and to be outside with nature, we all know there's a plethora of benefits. We just get too comfy cozy in our home and just say, you know what, I'm just going to do one lap around the block. Start really small. It doesn't have to be this grandiose thing. One lap around the block, and maybe it will accidentally turn into 2.
Yeah. And the snow, I know it's right around the corner. It's going to be here any moment. I actually saw, I think, some snowflakes yesterday. But some of my favorite memories as a kid are being outside playing in the snow. I grew up skiing. I love to ski. Wow. And my son, there was never a time where he would say, "Mom, let's go out and go sledding, or let's go make a snowman." I never said no. As cold as I was, or as much as I didn't want to bundle up, or what it's like to bundle up a kid, and they're like this, their arms are stuck here, and it takes forever, and then they're like, "I have to pee." But I never said no, and because I wanted him to have those memories also. So if you have kids and they like to play out in the snow and they ask you to go, because they'll remember that.
Yeah, that's great.
But bottom line, we just need to be active, even if it means we have to put a winter coat and mittens and hat and scarf on and everything. So does Roman like to play in the snow? No,
I wish
so you get
he
too
was
cold.
a little bit more adventurous, because he's funny. He's particular because he's like, "Mommy, I got snow down my boots or my neck," and I mean, nobody likes that. But I know me as a kid, I was like, "Whatever, I'm just gonna suck it up." So I have to be like, I have to push him a little bit more. But he might be different this year. He might be different. Maybe he'll really want to go out in the snow. Last year, we did not have any snow.
Oh, okay.
I did not shovel the driveway once.
Well, that's kind of nice.
Crazy, yeah.
That's kind of nice. Yeah, I'm actually hoping that this is my last winter anywhere that there's snow for the rest of my life. My son's a senior in high school, so I'm hoping that from here on out, when it gets cold, I'm just going to go south for a couple months and avoid it. But
why not? I like it.
Yeah. So anyway, well, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving with friends and family, and focus on all of your blessings, and just enjoy the day. Try not to make it about food, and if you do, it's one day and we get right back on the wagon on Friday. So check back tomorrow morning for our workouts. I think you guys are going to love them. And go have an awesome Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Andi. Thanks, everyone. And we will see you tomorrow in the morning.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.